Good evening, students. Hope you're all doing well. Okay, so before Sir comes today, so I just wanted to have a few questions and understand where you stand with related to, one second, let me open your YouTube. Also want to see your comments. So give me a second. Okay, so I am seeing your comments. How to run the program in TapTap? You're still having problems? All right. So let us get into the details of today's class. Before we start the C programs, I would like to explain to you a few of the key concepts that you will have to learn in next few years. We are almost coming to end of this program. So I don't want you to leave this program without explaining these key aspects. So the most important point that I want you to know is, okay, before that, let me ask you questions. What are emerging technologies? What are emerging technologies? Or the new technologies that you know? I'm looking for your answers. What are emerging technologies? Nanotechnology, okay. Artificial intelligence. Selenium, AI, ML, AI, DL, okay. Guys, before we get into the details, I would like to add again. AI, DS, ML, robotics, nanotechnology. Okay, you will have to make difference between technology and tools. You have to make difference between technology and tools. What is technology and what is tool? Okay, so software, language, tool, technology. Okay, so there are three, these are all different types. Say there is something called cloud, web technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, all that you are saying, they are technologies. Okay. Now, what are tools? Somebody has made it easy for you so that you will be able to execute a lot of concepts and ideas very easily. Now, C is the basic and it works very closely with the hard disk and drives. We saw that it is very close to hardware. After that, there were a number of layers that have been developed so that it makes easier and easier for the programmers. Now it's very easy for the programmers to do a programming or to execute their ideas. Okay, so technology is something that's a concept. Artificial intelligence is a concept. Machine learning is a concept. Data science is a concept. For that, you use certain languages. Some people will use Python, some people will use R. You can even code in C and Java, but it becomes very difficult. A programmer in Python can do it in 1 minute. If you want to do it in C, it might take a year or more than a year, probably 2 years it might take. So they have created a lot of layers to make it very easy for you. All right. So, okay, IoT, IML, CAD, aerospace. All right. Okay, fine. So now that you understand, there are technologies, there are tools, and then third, you have software programming languages. Three are different. From this class onwards, I don't want any of you to confuse between three. What is technology, what is tool, and what is a software programming language? All three are different. And as engineers, you should not confuse and talk like your grandparents. Okay, So now that we know these things and the newer technologies, let's come to the new technologies. So, I mean, like data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence are all interrelated. Cloud is also interrelated. Okay, first before we get into that, let us understand the web application. What is a web application? A web application is just like you Facebook. So many of you have Facebook accounts. Anybody has Facebook account? I know your age people have abandoned Facebook and are on Instagram, but many of the students okay, so many of the many of you have abandoned Facebook and many of you are on Instagram, but you must be having at least an account, try to create or try to log into Facebook. Okay, so what is this Facebook? You have unfortunately I cannot ask you and get the answer at the same time. It takes some time. It would have been good to discuss and understand what you think about it. So at the first, whatever you see, during the login, you see a screen and all that you see, your friend statuses and all come on to you in the form of a web page. So people develop with this HTML. Okay, this web page is developed, your screen, whatever you want to see in a beautiful way is developed in HTML. Okay, HTML has another step called CSS. What is CSS? Say you are making 2 or 3 web pages, not just one page. You are making 2 or 3. You want all of them to look similar. The heading should look similar. The fonts should look similar. All the things should look similar. To have that similarity look, you create one header file, which is CSS, which is called CSS. It is a concept. It is a concept of the header file, which has all of your details. Like if I want to use these colors, these fonts, this should be the heading. All these things you should have as one file, which is called CSS file. So HTML and CSS are same type, but just that CSS is where you have all your standards, and your HTML will refer to that. If HTML has to write a heading, it will refer and see how do I write heading, what color it should be, what size it should be, what font it should be. Your HTML will refer to CSS. So there is HTML, there is CSS. Now, when you enter into Facebook, it will ask you your username and password. And it will validate whether you are the right person or not. Right? It has to validate whether you are right person or not. So that is done in a language called JavaScript. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript are pretty much standard languages. And where is all your data stored? All your data is stored somewhere. It's called server. In a server, all your data is stored. Who are your friends? What did you like earlier? What did you do 1 year back? Okay, what are your, who do you follow? All these things is saved somewhere. What are your posts? What are your pictures? All this is stored in somewhere. That somewhere is your server, database server. So there are different kinds of databases. MySQL is one database which is very, very popularly used, because this term you also have to understand open source. Open source means free. Engineers like you who are very, very enthusiastic about software have created databases, created languages like Python. It is contribution of people freely because they are passionate. Okay, so this MySQL is there. Microsoft has something called SQL Server. Then Oracle database is there. There are a number of such databases. Most popular, everybody will use is MySQL because it's free. Okay, these are some kind of databases. There are other kind of databases. We can talk about it later. But now that you know this entire web application, starting you have HTML, CSS, then you have JavaScript. In the end, you have you have databases in a server. Okay. Now you will have to get all the data from the server and show it in the front end. You will have to get all the data from the server, from the database, and show it in the front end, in the HTML. It is called front end. So what will happen in between? You have to write some script which will extract the data and show it in the front screen. This is called some scripting language or some software language which will be this mediator between the front end and the database. That's called a backend language, or scripting languages sometimes are used for that. Earlier they used to use Java, they used to use .NET, they used to use PHP is still very, very prevalent. PHP is very, very prevalent even today. But React has taken over everything. So the latest technology that is used for this end-to-end full stack developer is most highly paid these days. If you understand from CSS to HTML to CSS to the database, entire thing you can do, that is called a full stack developer. And full stack developers are paid really, really very high. And it is necessary all of you learn in a practical way by developing a full stack project. All right. So this end-to-end, the in-between thing which will communicate between the front end and the server is, you can write in PHP, you can write in Java, you can write in .NET, you can write in React, whatever you want. So this is end-to-end. And for this, what people have done is people making easy for all of us. You know, I told it is C and then they made Python. Even with Python, there are many applications which are very, very common, like how to manage my team, how to manage my salaries, how to manage, or I want to develop something like e-commerce like Amazon, or how to make a social network. All these things, because a lot of people use these. Somebody has made these and given and put it in the internet. They made applications themselves and put it in the internet for all of us to start using if we want to use. Those are called templates. Okay. People have developed and given it for free. Those are called templates. So if you want to create a website, take a template, put it on your local server, make changes. Probably if they have given something like something like what we can say, Shreya's specs. They have made something like that. But you want to download and put it in your system. You want to make it Pawan specs. So you just remove Shreya and put Pawan. It is very simple. So they made templates and also put. Okay. So now you understand full stack development. You will have to understand it is very, very important to learn practically. So in college, what happens is they will explain all theoretically. You will not be able to gain the learning from the front end to back end, how to extract all these things. Okay. So this you will have to learn really, really very well. You will have to learn really, really very well on how to develop an application end to end. That will guarantee you a job. That will guarantee you a job if you know the full stack development. Because as I said earlier in my first talk to all of you, the hiring process has changed. Earlier, TPOs used to go and speak to the college companies and ask them to come to my college and hire my people. So it's not like that. They just opened it entire country. Whoever takes the programming test, whoever is able to clear the programming test, okay, we will interview you. It has come to that place. Okay, so you all learn programming very well, probably Python or Java or even C. You will struggle and take a lot of time to write C when you are in a competition, or they give a programming language and say you have to complete in 1 hour. Probably you may find it a little difficult with C, but with Python and Java, it will become very easy. So as next step after C and data structures, you will have to start learning Java, or you have to start learning these end-to-end. Probably most easy for a fresher like you is HTML and CSS. And it is very exciting because you can be very creative and make beautiful websites. Then you learn Java or Python or any of the programming languages, but you have to become very good at programming languages. So I have told you enough importance of learning a full stack, learning the technologies required and the software programming languages required to become a full stack developer. So as next step after this program, you have to always be in such programs to be able to reach the targets that you have of employment. Okay. Now going to the second question, I asked you all to explain to me what are the new technologies, emerging technologies. So many of you have given very good responses. Cascading sheet. Okay, I'm reading your questions. No important questions yet. So yes, so going back to the important questions that we are addressing. So the next question is about what are these new technologies. So let us talk about cloud. Now let's talk about Instagram. So many people, millions of people put their photographs every day. It's millions and millions every second. Every second, millions of photographs are posted in Instagram. So a normal server, like a server in your college, will not be able to take that much of load. Your college server will be able to take at most 10,000 posts. But you are getting millions and millions of posts. How do you do that? What should you do? Augmented reality, cloud computing, artificial intelligence. Let's talk about this. Quantum technology, yes. Okay, so if I get back to these cloud technologies, where is this data stored? So much of data in Twitter, so much of data in YouTube, so many videos, it will occupy so much of space. You know how much your computer will take, right? It's like that. You know, now you know your computer, how much data it will take. Now you have to see entire world is working. Where should this data be stored? So these data is stored in something called data center. It's called data centers are huge, as big as your colleges. That many servers will be there. Imagine in your entire college, everything is servers. Like that, there will be data centers. And now you have servers, it is not enough. Somebody has to maintain. Okay. Now, Instagram wants to store it in one data center. Facebook wants to store in one data center. Google has a lot of information. It has to store. I have a lot of information of all the students. I have to store. So all of them will have to store somewhere. So if I use the entire your 1,000 servers in your college building, inefficiency will be there. So this one will use that server, that one will use that server. Meanwhile, this will come down, that will come down. Somebody has to manage efficiently. And what is even more good about cloud, what is the beautiful thing about cloud is, earlier, if somebody has to start a company, they will have to buy a server. They'll have to buy a server and then only start. But now you don't need to buy a server. You just have to speak to Amazon or Google and say, I need some space. So they will just rent you certain space. In their server, they will give this much space. According to usage only, they will charge. I use one month, like C and data structures month I use, and next month I don't use. Then they won't charge next month. So it becomes very, very easy if you store your data on cloud. Managing all that is called cloud technology, the security of the data, how to manage, how to make it efficiently use, all these things go into cloud technologies. That's one. Similarly, talking about data, you have this much of data now. And in your 10th class, if you remember, if you are given to find median and mean, some 10 values, it will take so much of time for you. right? Now, this much of data is there, that too in the form of videos, in the form of audios, in the form of pictures. How do we analyze this data? So everybody needs data. YouTube wants to know what is, who are these people here? Tejas or Sativada, Bhanu or Somasekhar Reddy or Deepthi. What do they like? I want to sell things to them. What do they like? Everybody wants data. What will Deepthi see tomorrow? What will she watch? Which types of movies she likes? So they want everything. They want everything from you. They want to understand you in and out to be able to sell to you. So every company needs data. So these data scientists analyze all the coming data of the company, of the brand, in the internet. They keep analyzing a lot of data. That person is called data scientist. And every month, lot of data scientist jobs are coming. After data scientist, now you know what is data science. Now, it's not as simple as mean, median, and mode. There will be lots of activities. Probably some of you might be remembering, or you might be knowing this hypothesis testing and Bayes formula. There is a lot of statistics and probability. You will have to understand a lot of maths, lot of linear algebra, a little bit of calculus. You have to understand as mathematical concepts to work as a data scientist. Okay. The next step as data scientist is, once you analyze data, what do you do with it? What you do with it is, I have data, that's it. I analyzed, kept it like that. What use you have? You don't have any use out of it. So what this machine learning does is, it will understand the data and then it will learn it. What to do next? It will tell the system what to do next. Like you have your YouTube, it will tell you, it will give you recommendations. That is machine learning. Machine learning is, it gives you recommendations. Okay, fine. So we'll look into this again now. But that's okay. What is machine learning is, there are two types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning. Okay. What is supervised learning? When you are very young, learning about this is cat, this is dog, this is cow. Who taught you? This is mom who taught. Okay. So she will tell you cat looks like this, dog looks like this, cow looks like this is cat, this is dog. So when she taught you each and everything and you have learned it, that is supervised learning. You will teach the computer everything and it will learn and behave accordingly. That is supervised learning. What is unsupervised learning? Unsupervised learning means, say for example, you are afraid of talking in front of 1,000 people. You don't want to talk in front of 1,000 people. So that you have learned, because sometime when you talked, when you spoke, people laughed at you. So you learned that when I speak, some people laugh, so I don't want to talk. Okay, so that kind of learning you did by yourself. Nobody taught you. From looking at things and people's emotions, you have learned by. So computer is also capable of learning by itself. It is called machine learning, unsupervised learning. There are a little bit other kinds of learnings also, but these are the main: supervised and unsupervised learnings. That's machine learning. We have understood cloud, web application development, cloud, data science, machine learning. Next, artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is, it exists without data science and machine learning also, because there is a lot of automation related to that, your robotics and things like that. But sometimes it becomes very efficient if it uses data science and machine learning. Okay, so as soon as you actually upload a photo, your Instagram will say, your Instagram will tell you, will tell your friends' names. Is this so and so, so and so, so and so? Would you want to tag? So this is what so that is what is your computer learning. Your computer understands. So there are certain kinds like computer vision. What is computer vision? Let us understand computer vision. Okay, so what is computer vision? Computer vision is identifying, say for example, you take the videos in a railway station. There is a CCTV camera always recording, and while it is recording, you somebody has told that they are not able to find their child. A girl is missing, a small girl is missing. The parents have come to find out, my girl is missing, please find out. So you use this technology called computer vision to find out. You give this new photo and say, I'm giving this photo, try to find in your entire, in the computer vision, in the CCTV camera recorded, find where she is. So it will show you the girl's entire path from the beginning when she entered into railways to the end when she exited from the railway station. It will show you the entire path. Okay, so that is computer vision. There is another thing called natural language processing. What is natural language processing? While I am talking, this YouTube is converting it into words. And it will also give voice to the words. How will it convert my language? Your language is different, my language is different, but the system is able to understand what we are talking and convert it into text. That is natural language processing, to process the natural language. So there are these techniques in artificial intelligence which it can really, really do wonders. Okay, so then that is how you will get all these rumors that Facebook robots have invented their own language, they are talking to itself, it will doom the world and the world will collapse. These are the things that people talk, but nothing like that will happen. Okay, so a lot of innovation, artificial intelligence means making our intelligence, making something as intelligent as us. How much intelligence are we able to code? Of the size of a housefly. Only that much we are able to find out. So the future is all artificial intelligence to understand the entire brain structure. Now we are able to, when we say artificial intelligence, it is of the size of a small housefly, not in your brain. That is the thing that we are able to do now, not the entire thing. Okay, so it's a great application of maths, knowledge, programming, everything, human behavior also, economics, all these things together has to go into somebody who is an AI engineer. Okay, it is a little bit difficult compared to all the previous things that we have spoken about. So these are the new technologies. Students are typing blockchain, which is also cybersecurity, blockchain. These are all new technologies that you can actually learn. Give me just a minute. Okay, so what is, similarly, you all have to look into what is blockchain. Okay, you have to look into what is blockchain, quantum computing. These are the new things. What is, but what I explained to you just now is all that you have as in the form of jobs. Lot of jobs, lot of high-paying jobs are available in the technologies that I just spoke. If you learn quantum computing online in some way, there is no way to practice it in India. There are nobody who hires people in quantum computing because there is no application in India yet. Okay, so just for the fun of learning, definitely learn quantum computing. But what I told you just now, explained all these new technologies are the technologies where you have lots of opportunities. Okay, so I will hand it over to Sir for the next C session and classes. But I urge you all to not stop learning with C and data structures. Every semester from now, you will have to produce a project. That is how you become a very good engineer and get into very good jobs. All right. So I'll hand it over to EVID sir to take it from here with your next C in data structures class. Over to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. I hope the screen is visible to you all.
So it is visible, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, fine. Thank you, ma'am. So now, as part of the continuation of this topic, working with files. So in the last session, we have discussed about F put C and F get C, right? And also I have given detailed structure, like how can we work with a file, as well as what is the console unformatted input output statements and console formatted input output statements. So far, whatever we did it with getChar, getYes, putChar, putYes, and printf and scanf, all the 6 functions are related to console input output statements in single word. Whereas now we are dealing with file input output statements. Are you clear? So far, whatever we did, these all comes under the console input output function statements. Whereas now, whatever we are going to deal, these all comes under the file input output statements. As we have seen in the console input output statements, working with the characters, we have getChar and putChar. Similarly, the same thing here we have in the file F put C and F get C. Yeah, and similarly, how we have like in console input output statements like getS and putS. Similarly, in file input output, we have F putS and F getS. And in case of formatted console input output statements, we have printf and scanf, whereas in the same in working with files, we are using fprintf and fscanf. Okay, these are the 3 same similar. This is working with the character by character, this is working with string by string, and this is working with any type like either integer, character, strings, or any type of the data with a specific format specifications. And the next one is fseek and ftell rewind. These are the 3 separate topics where we can keep your current position into wherever you want, keep your file pointer that you can locate. After locating, you want to find the length of the file, you are going to use ftell. And also we have a rewind function. We'll see all individual one by one with practical examples. Fine. Let us move it. In the yesterday's class, we have discussed about F get C and F put C. That means just what we did in yesterday as a glance, I'm going to tell you, reading the character by character from the keyboard and put into the temporary memory location. From that, we need to kept into the files, right? So before that, we need to open the file. How we are going to open the file? We have the file function called fopen, okay? And with the modes, read, write, and append mode. Okay, fine. If the file is pointed to properly to the particular file location, then it won't return null. If it is not pointed to proper file location, then it will return null. Okay, fine. Let's see. Yeah, directly I'll move to the example program. We have the file function called fopen. Okay, and with the modes, read, write. Yeah. So now writing data to the file using fputc that we have already discussed, right? Yeah, I'll show you this program. Okay, fputc. So how we did it? Simply we have just opened with respect to the fopen function in the D drive, sample3.txt with write mode. Yes, it is not null. So that's why directly I'll come to here. Then reading character by character, how can we do? Using getChar. This is console, okay, and kept into the ch single character variable. And then from the ch, I kept into file pointer with help of the fputc. So here what happened? Directly reading character by character and put into the file pointer fp, which is pointed to this file called sample3. Likewise, I kept in the looping until end of the file. End of the file indicates you are, in the file you are pressing with Control Z, indicates end of the file. Until you press Control Z, continuously it will take the character by character and it will place into the file. This is the program for storing the data into the file. This already I have shown yesterday. Is it required to show you once again, or shall I move ahead with the another topic? Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll continue, and I need to. I'll see in the chat window. If I want to see, if I want to show you the same program, once again direct execution, if it is required, I'll show you. Otherwise, I'll move to the next topic. fgetC is used to read the data from the file. This program yesterday also we have executed. Same file I have opened. Simply now the file consists of some content. From this file, with help of the getC, I return character by character and I'm displaying. Likewise, until end of the file. That means all the content which is there in the FP file, that is there in the sample3.txt, it is going to be displayed onto the monitor. Okay. These two examples we have discussed in the last class. Now, the next topic is, somebody said yes sir. Yes sir means what? Shall I, you need to write whether you want yes once show. Okay, fine. Maish is asking, I'll run the program and directly you can see this program once again. Yeah. If file put C. See, and also I'll see whether in the E drive, whether there is a file with, file1.txt is available or not. If it is available, I will remove this. Okay. In the E drive, yes, these are the files are already available. I'm going to delete all the files. Right, clear? Now, nothing is there here. It's all empty files. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll run the program. Just I want to show you the output. That's it, how it is going to be there. Now, this program is having, just to open the file, reading character by character, those characters kept into the file until end of the file, right? That means writing the data to the file. That the file name is called file1.txt. Now, what happened here is this file will be created in the particular location E drive, and it is going to be whatever I have entered the data that will be stored in the file, right? That is called a file is created secondary memory location. Okay, fine. Let me run this program. Simply the screen is waiting, nothing but what? It is waiting to read characters from the keyboard. I'll say welcome to, okay, enter. All the spaces, everything will take. Welcome to Blackbucks Engineering. And I press enter. I just entered Control Z. Okay, press enter. That means what? Whatever the data you want, you just type n number of lines. You press ending. Ending is indicated with Control Z. That internally there is a keyword EOF, end of the file. It is a reserved word. Okay, every file which checks whether the file is ending or not. How do we identify? With help of the EOF. Okay, now that's it. Whatever I given the input. Now what might be our output program? Tell me. I just given input data and Control Z. That's it, right? What might happen? A file should be created, file1.txt in the memory location of E drive, and then this content should be there. That is my program, right? Yeah. Let me check. Yeah, whether the file 1 is available or not. File 1 is created and just open this. Welcome to Blackbucks Engineer. Okay, so this data is available. That's it. Similarly, whatever you want, if you want, you can create another file also. Simply, you just give any name, file 2. Now give something data. Okay, so let me run this and execute. Okay, now you give something. Welcome to C programming session. Today's topic is working with files. You can do anything, right? Control Z, then press enter. Okay, that's it. Now you see file 2 is available or not in the particular location E drive. File 2 is created. Just open it. You can see the content, whatever I given. So that means why I'm using the files in the program. In the program, whatever the data we have entered, that data should be stored permanently. Whatever the input you have given, that input should be stored permanently. That is the purpose of the files, right? Yeah, a text file we have created and we store the data into this. Now, fine. Now, the same thing, another program, fgetC. What is the purpose of the getC? Okay. See, earlier in the fputC, in what mode you have opened the file? So you simply can understand 3 steps. File defined with help of the file data type, right? And as a pointer, you should open the file. What happened when you write the open file? If the file is available, then it will rewrite the content whatever you given. Simply it will open in the write mode. If not available, it will create. 2 things will happen, right? I'm repeating. With help of the file open, if this file name is not there in the particular location, it will create. If it is already available, yeah, let me run this one more time. No, I want to show you another example. File 2 is already available. Now the content is welcome to C programming session. Today's topic is so-and-so, right? Now, I want to run the same program with the same file name. Already file is available. Can I run it? What happened here when you're trying to open? If it is available, it won't create new. Automatically, it will open the write mode. So whatever you give the new data, that will be there. It will be removed with, replaced with the previous data. Okay? Yeah, fine. Yeah. Now I'm going to run this. Let's see. Yeah, now I'll give you, this is modified data which is updated in the file 2.txt. Something I given, right? That's it. I just press Ctrl Z. Now, see what happened. File 2 is there, right? I just open. This is modified data which is updated in the file, that is file 2.txt. Are you clear? Now what happened? What do you understand now? If it is new thing, if I give the file 3, it will be created. If I give you file 3 here, if it is not there, simply it will create. If it is available, then whatever I given the data, it is going to be replaced with this. You want append. You want append. So you should give append mode. Okay. The remaining and all you can check it out. Now let's move it. Once the content file is available, you want to read it and you want to display, right? Yeah, that's why I'm going to use fgetC. So previously we have in write mode. Now, if you want to read the content from the file, if you want to read the content from the file, what you should do? You should read, you should open with read mode. Are you clear? Fine. Okay. So now you tell me when you are trying to open in the read mode, what is the condition? Is this file should be available or not? I need a quick response. If you want to open in the read mode, is that file should be existed or not? Is that new file or should be available file? You tell me. Quickly, you tell me in the chat window. Bala is asking why we should use Control Z, right? So Control Z is one of the system command. Like in operating system command, it indicates that it is the end of the file. Okay, do you understand why I'm using Control Z? Yeah, that is very good question. I think nowadays people are working with, only in the as a GUI. Okay, whatever the file you want to create, okay, whatever the file you want to create, simply you are using new, okay, and a text file like this, you people are creating, okay, something abc.txt like this. But traditionally, like without using the Windows operating system, this Windows operating system is a graphical user interface operating system. If there is no, at the time, 20 years back, what we did it, we should apply everything through command prompt. Whatever you want, you should do through the command prompt. Okay. Say, for example, here, if you want to see in the E drive, simply you press E colon. Okay. Whatever the content you want to see dir. See what are the things are there in the D drive, E drive. We have file1.txt, file2.txt, some directories, general software, something PPT, some content are there, right? This content I can see through the command prompt. This we call it as a command prompt, right? Console device, console, a CUI, okay? Console user interface. We call it as CUI, console user interface, okay? So you can also create a file like this. Okay, now I'm telling you why we are using Control Z. Somebody asked. Okay, that is very good question, and I'll tell you that. Okay, that is like system command, operating system command. I'll tell you now. If you want to create your own file name, I think anyone knows about this command like copy con. Okay, I think 90% people don't know about this. Why? Because this is traditional method. Okay, copy con file3.txt. If you want to put something, this is new file created from, okay, from command prompt, okay, and that's it. Okay, if you want to create like this, then here we are using Control Z and then press enter. One file copied. Okay, then you can see dir. So file 3 is there or not? Yes, that you can see from here also. That you can see file 3 is created or not. See, I'm just keeping side by side. Okay, see, if file 3 is created. Okay, file 3 is created. Okay, file 3 is created. See, here also file 3 is created. So that means we can work through the command prompt also. So likewise, Control Z is for like a DOS prompt. Actually, it's a no command prompt. You can open the file 3. Yeah, this is new file created from the command prompt. The content is there or not? Okay. Yeah. Like this. Okay. So this is traditional method, like olden days without GUI. We can work with like this. We can copy the content from one file. We can create the directory mkdir, cd, okay, remove dir directory, rmdir. Like this, there are a lot of commands are there. Okay, but we don't want to discuss all. Now I hope you understand about this. Okay, fine. Yeah, let me move this another topic. Now where we are. Yeah, we need to, if the file is, you want to get the data from the file, that file should be there. right? That file should be there. We should read it from the file with respect to read opening mode, right? Assume that while you're trying to open it in the read mode, if this file is not available, what you can say? This returns null. So FP equal to null, then I can say file does not exist. Okay, if the file is not available. Now assume that it is available, you're trying to read in the read mode, right? Yes, then I'm coming to here. Then F get C, read character by character. So F get C, what will happen? Is it reading entirely line by line, character by character, string by string, character by character? That's why F get C from the file pointer. File pointer is pointed to your file1.txt. So from your file1.txt, this content like W, E, L, C, O, M, E. So now first W will be reading. First, what is the character? W. So from the file, first character W will be stored in the CH. Then immediately that will be printed. Okay. So printf %C, CH. What is there in the CH? W. Is this end of the file? That means earlier you did it like Control Z, right? Is this Control Z indicates end of the file? Is it not end of the file? Yes. Then you do it. Read another character. What is that? E will be reading. Stored in the CH. Are you clear? Okay. Yeah. And then that will be printed. Not end of the file. Okay. L. Likewise space. Then next \n. Okay. Here \n will be there. Is it end of the file? No. Then again read. Next line. B, L, A something. Whenever it comes here, it is end of the file. Then stop. So this content is reading from the file, and where you are displaying with respect to the printf. Printf is nothing but console output device, console output function. It is a console output function. That's why it is going to display it onto the monitor. Now let's see. This data is going to be displayed to the monitor by running this program. Now let us run this program. Yeah, welcome to Blackbucks Engineer. You want to open this file 3 data? Do you want to open file 3 data? Then you can check it. What I can do here, same program, my location is, I'll change the file name, file 3. What is there in the file 3? What is there in the file 3? Simply, yeah, this is new file created from the command prompt is there, right? Let me run and you see that data should be displayed. Now, this is new file created from command prompt. Is that clear or not? Same data is there from the file 3. Same data is there or not? Same data. It just retrieved and displayed. Are you clear? Yes, that's it. Same thing. Now we did it with character by character by using F get C and F put C. Now we want to do with respect to F put S and F get S. But earlier I did it with 2 separate programs. One program is for storing the data into the file. Another program is for reading from the file. I can do both in the same program. Now let's see. Okay, that is the next topic. What is the syntax here? F get S and F put S. Okay, so the F put S and F get S in C programming are used to write and read strings from the stream. Okay, write a line of characters into a file. If you want to write entire the line into the file, okay, whatever the data is there here, that data is going to be write to the file. Okay, so we're using F put S. Okay, you want to read, okay, line of the characters from the file at a time, line by line you want to read, then we are using F get S. Keep in your mind, my dear, syntax is very much important. Whatever the data is there in this variable, those data will be right to the file. So left to the right. So while writing, while reading, Okay, so from the right to left. So from the file pointer to left parameter, I need to get the data and I want to store it into my local variable. Okay, this is the local variable. So this from the file, I'll put into my local variable. How many number of characters you want to take? That many. So here I mentioned n. So I can get the number of characters, n number of characters and stored into the variable yes. That is the meaning of the function f get yes. So finally, f put s write entire the line and get s write entire the specific number of characters from the file. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let me run this program and instead of again explaining this program, I will open directly and I'll run the program. Okay, let me run this program. F put s and f get s. This program. Yes, otherwise, yeah, one program I will run it. Yeah, now what I want to do, same thing, I want to create another file name. Okay, like hash include where the data are there in the header file called stdio.h. So this program is for what? A comment. Example on f put yes and f get yes. Am I right? Fine. Now coming to, I'll write this skeleton and then return 0. My dear students, okay, don't ask attendance that and this and bear with some more some 15 minutes time extra so that we can finish this entire the files. Okay, we can finish the entire the files today. Char, I'll take 2 string variables like with the size 30 character size and st2 I'll take another 30 size. Let's see where I'm going to use. Now first, how can I create a file? How to create a file? First, creation of file. How to create and open. Okay, create and creation of file and open. Creation and open of a file. Okay, the both are same, right? How to open? fp equal to fopen in the drive is /emp.txt. If the file is not there, it is going to be create, right? I don't have the file. So once if I want to write the data, in which mode I want to open? Either write mode or read mode. Write mode, since I want to read the data, write the data to the file. Okay, fine. Now, so enter the data whatever you want. Printf, enter text to store into file. What are just my indication? Okay, there's no message. Whatever the data you want, we can write it. So what I'm asking here, you want to put enter the string by string, right? So how can I read data from the keyboard? Earlier I did it get char. Now I'm going to work with get yes, right? You know how to work with get yes. Simply reading a string and stored into the variable. This is console function. Okay, like get char, get yes, and scanf. These are the 3 are there. So I'm using get yes, just reading strings. And immediately what I will do, that string is there. Now the string is there in the variable st, right? Whatever I entered some string that is there in the 30 character size, that is there in the including spaces. That means what? Simply enter the line. One line I can read. Okay, that will be there in the st. From the st, I want to put into file where fp. So that's why I'm using what is the function? My file function f put s. That is the file function. What it will do, from the string st, my local variable, to file pointer. File pointer nothing but fp. So whatever I given from the keyboard, assume that welcome to Blackbucks. Okay, the data will be there in the st. It will be right to the file pointer where it is emp.txt. Okay, that's it. Likewise, I can write the data in simple manner. Okay, and I can close it. How can I close? By writing, once my operation is completed, I can close the file. Fclose of FP. So what are the operations are there? You try to understand. I just declare the file pointer. I just open the file which is pointed to so and so, open in terms of the write mode, and read the data from the keyboard, write to the file, close it. That's it. Okay. These are the sequence of the steps. Over. So earlier, what I did, up to this one program, if I run this program, whatever I give some data, it is stored in this file. Now, can I do immediately get the data, whatever you entered from the file, can you return back from the file and display to the monitor? That is second program. Yes, I'm going to merge here. Both I can do in single program. Yes, again, what I shall do, I want to open a fresh file, right? Same file, okay, with respect to read mode, right? I'm going to copy here. Okay, same program. I want to open in the read mode. Just I will read the data and then simply I want to display. While displaying, I'll get something like text from the file. Some message will be displayed, and then I'm going to get the data. How you can get the data from the file? You have the file function. Here you have fputs, right? Now what is another function? Fgets, right? Fget. What is the syntax? The string. What is the syntax saying? I'll show you. What is the syntax saying? Yes, you can see here. What is the syntax saying? Fgets of whatever you are having string, comma, the size, comma, your file pointer, right? So where you have the local data, okay, that means you want to get from the file pointer and put into local variable, right? So I have another variable. I'll take another variable that is st2 just to store my resultant data. What is the size? Why I took this one? First, I have stored into the st. I took another variable reading from the file and I will place here. How much size? Whatever the maximum size. Here, what is the maximum size? 30. So I can say 30 characters I can take from the file. Which file? That is pointed to FP. So that's why I can say FP here. So finally, what does it mean of the statement? So whatever the file pointer which is pointed from the file emp.txt, from that with 30 characters will be retrieved and stored in the variable st2. That means what? Taking the data from the file and put into local variable. From the local variable, you need to print, as I told you, fourth step. Okay, from the local variable, how you can print? Again, you should use your console function that is called printf, right? This is your console function. Okay, percentage yes. How can you print the string? Simply percentage yes. That's it. And reading from the file and display to the monitor is over. Next, what I can do? I want to close it. My operations are completed. Then what after completing the operations, you should close it. Okay, that's it. Now I'm just going to revise the outline. Yeah, this is one program. This is like creating the file with write mode, and these blocks, these are the statements for writing the data to the file. And again, I open with read mode and read from the file and display to the monitor, right? Two things are happening here, writing and reading. Okay, fine. That's it. So did I declare all the variables? Fine, that's it. Now I'll close this, I'll save this, and simply I can say f put s under example. Okay. Put s underscore get s example to something I can say. Yeah, let me run this program. Okay, so what happened? Enter text to store into file. So a file should be created. Earlier we don't have emp.txt, right? I need to write something. Okay, welcome to Blackbucks. That's it. When I press enter, Since getS will take only one line, right? When I press enter, what happened? I got output text from the file immediately displayed. Welcome to Blackbucks. That means what? Whatever the data I have given input, that will be stored in the file which is created in the emp.txt in the location of E drive. Then immediately that is retrieving and displaying. Both are happening at a time. Now, shall we check whether this file is created or not in the E drive and whether the data text is there or not? Yeah, let's go. Let's move. Yeah, see here, a file emp is created in the file E drive and open it. Yes, welcome to Blackbucks. Is the text is created or not? Yes, the text is stored in that file. That's it. So this is the way we can write the data and we can get the data from the file with help of the getS and putS, getS and fputS. So now fgetS, fputS completed. Now let's move it. Next topic. Okay, fprintf and fscanf. Yeah, the next one is fprintf, fscanf. So similarly, this is like formatted, like where we can use generally. These are the unformatted, like simply reading character. This is simply reading string. But I want particular number, name, like that, like employee number, employee name, salary, different data types I want to read and write. So at the time, I should go for formatted file input output statements. Okay, fine. So what is that? Simply fprintf function is used to write the set of characters into the file. It sends formatted output to the stream. Okay, and what is the syntax of the fprintf? Simply fprintf and a specific format, whatever you want, like %d employee number, %s employee name, and %f for salary, like that. Anything, any number of arguments you can mention. That I'll show you. So you'll better understand through the program only. Okay. So only first you should understand the fprintf, and then similarly we can use fscanf. Okay. Let's try with fprintf how I'm going to do. So now what I'm going to do, employee name, age, salary. I'll take 3 data values and I want to put into one file. Okay. I'll create, earlier we have employee, right? I'll create employee 2 and I'll take this. So now I'll give you a small explanation. Yeah. So as an overview, earlier how you did it with console input / output, console input output. Okay, functions that may be either immediately in between what we have. Under the console input output, we have 2 categories. Okay, unformatted and then formatted. Under this unformatted, you have getChar and getS. Under this formatted, you have input output, right? So these are the inputs. Okay, and scanf. And what are the outputs? So similarly, putChar, putS. This is overview. Unformatted, printf. Similarly, now we are going to working with files. File input / output functions. Same how we have earlier, unformatted file inputs. What is that? fgetC and fgetS, right? Similarly, here output. What is output? fputC and fputS with characters and string. Unformatted. What is the format? fprintf and fscanf. Okay, if you understand clearly about all, okay, you can have a full idea about this. Input, output, both the console as well as file. Fine. You can take a snapshot of this if it is required. Okay, fine. Now coming to this. Now, what I'm going to do with this fprintf and fscanf? See, with this unformatted, what you can do, okay, with characters only you can do. So far, what I did, we can do only characters. We can read only characters with respect to char by character, right? Characters. Even the strings also, entire the line of the strings, right? Entire the strings. Now I want like this. I want employee number, like integers, employee name, like something ABCD, and another one is salary with float something 1 2 3 4 5.67, and age something like this, right? Different data types I want with a specific format that is possible with respect to fprintf and fscanf, right? That is what I want to do. Now I want to create one file called emp2.txt. emp2.txt. In that I will create like this: employee number, employee name, salary, age, something. Okay, something like this. You want to store the data. Okay, that is not possible with respect to the previous examples. Now we can try to do how to do this. Okay, so let me create a new file. Yeah, what is this? Example on fprintf hash include. Quickly I will run this program. Int main, just already structure return of 0. First, what should do? We should create a file, right? File pointer fp. Now I'll create. I want name, right? Some size. I'll take one variable size 20. And what are the variables you want? I want age. I want salary. I'll take integers also same. Now, how to create the file? Fp equal to f open of everything. That's why I'll go little bit speed. emp.txt. That means a file will be created with a new file. That's why I will open the write mode. I want to store the data. Okay, fine. If the file is not pointed properly, so it may return null. I want to check it. If fp equal to null, then I can say the file. What I can say? File does not exist. File does not exist, or something not pointed properly. Whatever you want, you can convey. Okay, and immediately I will return. You can put return 0 or directly return, no issue. Directly I am going to do yes, if not nothing, but everything is done properly. So I need to enter the name. Yes, a file is created. After file is created, what you should do? You should read the data from the keyboard and you should write it, right? So what are the data you want? You want name, age, salary, right? You want to take in different variables. So I'm going to read, this one. First, the data should be stored in the local variables, right? That is the first step. So now my data is there in the getS of name. Now after that, what I will do? Immediately I'll put into file. How? Fprintf, syntax saying fp comma arguments, right? The name equal to %s \n in the new line, comma name, whatever. Okay, what is the meaning of this statement? Whatever you have in the local variable, that data I'm going to store into the file pointer. How? Name equal to some name will be displayed, right? So this is going to be stored in the file pointer. Name equal to name, whatever you are given. Same, just you repeat it. What is the other data you want? Enter the age. So likewise, whatever the data you want, you read it from the keyboard. And I can say scanf %d, comma, ampersand, age. Okay. I'll give you the task today so that you should practice it. Then only it is easy for you. Now, age is there. Now, how can you put into the file? Fprintf, fp, file pointer, age equal to %d, excuse me, \n, comma, age. Now, whatever it is there in the age, that is going to be written to the file. Now, what else other data you want? Printf, enter the salary. You want salary data. Okay. So I will read from the keyboard. I told you that first you should read from the keyboard and the data stored into the local variable. After that, you can write to the file. That is the flow. You should understand the flow. Then only you can understand very easily. Now it is there in the local variable. From this, I want to put into the file with respect to fprintf. fp salary equal to %d \n salary. Okay, that's it. Over. This program is over. Now I'm going to close. Close of fp. Okay, so now what I did, I'll give you overview. Simply I created 3 variables. I just open the file in the write mode. So this file name will be created in the E drive, and then if it is not done properly, then it will return null. That's why I can say something error message. Otherwise, simply what I'm going to do, simply I'm reading name and I just kept that name into the file pointer. I'm reading the age, I just kept into the file pointer. Okay, since we have a specific formatted data, one is the string, one is that integer, another one if you want integer or float or character, whatever you want, you can put it simply like this with help of the fprintf. Now let us run this program. I'll save this and fprintf underscore example.c. Let me run this program. Yes, my program executed successfully without showing any error. That's good. And simply enter name. So enter the name. First it will ask name and then age and then salary, right? I'll tell you something, Gopal. Enter the age. I can give you 32. Enter salary, something 1234.56. That's it. I'm not displaying. This data should be written to the file. I have not displayed. Okay. Displaying is another program. Yeah, let me check whether the file is created or not. Yes. See, my file name is emp2.txt. Okay. Now, let us open and see. Let us open this emp2. Yes, see here how we have displayed name equal to Gopal, age equal to 32, salary equal to 1234. Okay, that's it. Sorry, previously I did something point, I think so. Why? Because it is a part. We have reading through the integer, right? That's it. Yeah, are you clear? Are you clear? Okay, like this, a specific formatted data we can store into the file with help of the fprintf. Similarly, we can read it from the file and display it using fscanf also. So I'll show you about fscanf. Okay. Yeah. So the next one is fscanf. Sorry, this is also completed, right? Yeah. Simply fscanf, what I can do, we should read it, right? We should read the same data and display, right? Yeah. Using fscanf. Now we are using fprintf, right? And we can do using fscanf. Same thing, we can read entire the data, right? So how can we do that? So simply we can treat entire the data as a string. I'm going to do like this. So whatever the data you have in the file, I'll treat this entire thing as a string. I can take like this, okay? So you can display it. But until end of the file, okay? By default, automatically every file should consist of, you can check with the EOF. So until end of the file, you can take the data, you can display any data whatever the data you have in the file, you can display it by using fscanf. I can show you that is very small program. This is example on fscanf, right? This is also very simple. And I'm going to create a file, hash include stdio.h header file, and the structure I'll write int main, and then return 0. Yes, and then what I'll do, what is my first step? I should create a file. Okay, file pointer fp, any name. See, is this the file pointer is a predefined? No, you can take it Ravi, Gopal, Suresh, anything. For understanding purpose, I'm writing. Okay, fine. Now I will take one variable that is buffer with the maximum size. I'll give you 255 characters. Okay, I want to take entire the file. What is the next step? Okay, open the file, open and creating fp equal to fopen. Which file you want to open? While reading the data, that file should be there. Which file you want to open? This file in the E drive, emp2. This file you want to open, and you want to read the data and display, right? So where it is there? In the E drive, emp2.txt. That's why the data I'm giving here in the E colon backslash emp2.txt. The data I'm going to open. Okay, yeah, I just open it. Yeah, open, and you should do with read mode, right? And I want to open in read mode. Now, if I want to, this everything is same, right? If fp equal to null, if anything is having miscommunication, like file is not located properly, not created, then it shows null. Then I can say printf file does not exist. Return. Then while, see, actually my syntax is what? fscanf, right? fscanf, okay? fp, you want to get from the file, right? You want to get from the file, fscanf fp, okay? So what kind of data you want? Formatted data. That's why I'll consider as a string. So where you want to place, I'll take the data from the file pointer. That means from this file, I'll take, what is the data? Enter the string I'll take. Where I want to put the data, that's why to store into my local variable. That's why I created one buffer variable. I will place those data into buff. Do you understand? So this will read a string. That means what? Okay, it will take a string, entire a string of the data from the file pointer. It will place here. Okay, until that means first it will take entire the one line, right? So until which until end of the file I should read continuously. Okay, so earlier we did it do while. Now you can also work with while. Simply, okay, while this entire the process reading this entire the data not equal to UIF, right? That is the format. Entire this it is reading. Is it while reading? Yes. Is it end of the file? No, right? Yeah. If not end of the file, then I can print. While I'm reading from this file, okay, from this, and I'll place into buffer. If nothing data is there, then it will return the end of the file. If data is there, if the file is empty, what I can say directly it is showing end of the file. Is end of the file not equal to end of the file? False. Then it will stop. If the content is there, it is true. The content is there, it is true. If it is true, what I will do? I will print to the monitor. Simply I can say printf. Where is my actual data? In the buffer variable. Simply I can print it. %s, comma, buffer. I hope you understand this. Simply, with help of the fscanf, I am reading from the file pointer, placing to the local variable till end of the file. Immediately, I will print this. Like this, it will read line by line and check it end of the file. Until that, I'm going to print it. That's it. Okay, I'll run this. I'll save this. Yeah. So what is this? Fscanf example.c. I'll run this. What is the file? emp2.txt, right? Yeah. Do we get the data or not? Name equal to Gopal, but no some format specification. Okay, everything is treated as a no displaying a single line. Format specification. Name equal to Gopal, age equal 32, salary equal 1234, right? Like this, the total data will be retrieved and displayed. That's it. Okay, likewise, we can use any content of the file will be displayed. Yeah. See, name equal to Gopal, I given space. Then age equal 32, salary equal to 1234. Okay, fine. That's it. Otherwise, you don't need to give the space here. This is enough. After every line, you are getting some space. That means first line after getting displaying space. After that, next time, next line. Likewise, every line will be displayed. Fine. Now, so that's it. That is about fscanf. So we have completed fscanf and fprintf. Now we can move to the fseek. I need some input from the chat window. Yes, that's what I want to ask. Immediately I received something. Diti is asking 8:30. Okay, explain tomorrow. And instead of while, can we use else? You can. Else? Not else. Looping, right? Not else. You can use while loop, do while loop, whatever it may be, but not else. Okay, you try whatever the other possibilities, no issue. Since we are using loop until end of the file, then we are not using if else statements. Okay, yeah, that is only condition true or false. Yeah, now okay, so we have only 3 topics are pending in the files. That is fseek, ftell, rewind. Okay, so fseek function is used to set the file pointer to the specific location. Okay, so like if you have some data, you want to put some in between some text, at the time we are going to use fseek. All small examples are there. Okay, so in the next session tomorrow, what we can do in the next class, what we can do, we will complete fseek, ftell, rewind, and then the last topic is preprocessor directives. Then the entire C programming topics will be completed. Only pre-processing directives are there. Okay, like how we are doing hash include. Similarly, we can define hash define. Okay, something we can have. Okay, thank you very much. And we'll see in the next class. Till then, happy learning. And please practice all the programs. Okay, so we have only 3 more topics left for these files. After that, we'll go for the pre-processing directives. Then entire the C programming topics will be completed. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, sir.